Hello, so my name is Amit Kumar Singh and today I am going to teach you the topic of distance formula. Alright, so let's see what this is basically. So distance formula, from the name itself you can guess, right, that what is the meaning of this thing. So it's a formula basically for finding the distance between 2 points. For example, there is a point here, suppose P, okay, there is a point here P, there is another point here, name Q. Okay, any 2 points we have taken in the two-dimensional plane, Cartesian plane, which we have studied about in previous grade, right? So you know, if there are 2 points here, or any point has got coordinates, right? So suppose P has got the coordinates x1, y1, and Q has got the coordinates x2, y2. Okay, now let us look at this thing from the Cartesian plane perspective. Okay, now what do I mean by that? Well, I mean that this is the y-axis, right? Or let me just refine it a bit. Okay, so this is the x-axis, as you know. This is the y-axis. This is the y-axis. Okay, so you know that this is the origin, all right? This is the origin, and this is x, positive x, negative x, positive y, negative y. All right, simple. Now there is a point P here. That means what? The coordinates of that point is x1, y1. That means what basically? That basically means that if you draw a perpendicular, right? If you draw a perpendicular from this point on the x-axis, right? On the x-axis, you will find that, what do you find? That this perpendicular, suppose the name of this thing is PM, okay? So the length of PM is going to be the y coordinate, right? Which is y1, right? In the same way, if I take a perpendicular on the x-axis from Q point, right? Suppose it is Qn, okay? So this Qn will be equals to y2, simple. In the same way, you have also studied, as you can see here itself, I can tell you that this perpendicular from P on y-axis, this perpendicular, suppose it is M1, okay, let me just correct it. It is M1 or M dash, and this perpendicular from Q point on the y-axis, okay, the name of this point is N dash, okay. So this PM1 or M dash is nothing but x1, right? And Qn dash is nothing but x2. You have already studied. And our purpose here is what? Our purpose here is to find the distance. Our purpose is to find the distance between P and Q, this distance, PQ, which I have marked with green, right? Now, how can you find this thing? It's really simple. Let me show you how it is simple and why it is simple. That if I draw a perpendicular, if I extend M dash P till this point, okay, it is also perpendicular, right? Suppose this is PQ, R, this point is R, all right? So we have now got a right angle triangle PQR, right? We have already studied something special about this triangle, right? What is that special thing? If you remember, it is the Pythagoras theorem, right? According to the Pythagoras theorem, what do you know? If you look at this triangle, it is simple. The hypotenuse, which is PQ here, the square of that hypotenuse is going to be equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. That is PR square plus QR square. Okay, we need this PQ, right? So if you want this PQ, just take the square root on both the sides. You also know this, right? So this will be, PQ will be equals to this thing which I have written here, right? Square root under PR square plus QR square. Now, what is PR? What is QR? Now, if you see this distance from here to here, it is x2 and this distance from here to here, it is x1. So the difference between these two will give you what? PR, right? Here PR, let me write it with a different ink. Here PR will be equal to ON minus OM. It's very simple. What is ON? It is x2. What is ON? It is x1. Got it? So PR is equals to x2 minus x1. This is PR. In the same way, okay, in the same way, you can say that here QR is equals to QN minus what? Let me show you. Let me show you this. This is Y2, right? Y2, and this is Y1. So if you take out Y1 from Y2, you get QR, right? So it's really simple. It's quite simple. So QN minus RN. QN is Y2 and RN is Y1, right? So if you substitute these two values in the previous equation which we had, right, for PQ, therefore PQ will be equal to PR square. PR is x2 minus x1 square plus QR square, right? That is Y2 minus Y1, right? And let me tell you one thing. This thing which I have written here, right? This thing which I have written here, is nothing but the distance formula. Okay? Whatever unit there is, you will write that unit. Okay? Units. So, distance formula, let me write it clearly. If there are 2 points with the coordinates x1, y1 and x2, y2, so the distance between them, the distance between P and Q, any two P and Q with the coordinates x1, y1 and x2, y2 will be equals to, you can interchange it. Okay, you can write it like this also. Okay, or you can also write it like this. They both are the same thing. Okay, they both are the same thing. They will give you the same value. Okay, it is square. So that was distance formula. I hope you understood this thing. Let's meet in the next class with a new concept and new formulas. Thank you.